What's up, y'all?
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Alexa.
And this is the Shelby and Alexa podcast.
What's
Woo-hoo.
up, guys?
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
We out here. I feel like it's just been forever since our last episode that we posted.
It has been forever.
I know.
A lot happens in 2 weeks.
Let me tell you, yeah. We were like, we need to get together. We need to record this because a lot of stuff is happening. Especially with, I don't know if you've seen like The Quiet on the Set.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I did.
I'm like, don't even get me started.
HBO
right
Max
now.
always has like the really bomb documentaries. I can't lie. That documentary was so well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's been hot on the press lately.
Yeah.
Quiet on Set.
I'm not gonna lie. I only like seen some of the TikToks. Like I haven't
You didn't
really
watched the whole thing.
Yeah, because I don't have HBO Max, so I'm like
shit.
going off of TikToks
You want
right
me to
now.
give you my password?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Wait, what?
But like I've actually heard about this. Like I know when they dropped the Dan Schneider scandal, this was years ago when it first came out about like feet and everything.
Yeah.
And now it just got like super deep.
Yeah.
Like super crazy.
They did a deep dive. Like it starts off with them talking about like who he is and like where he kind of came from. And he was like an actor at first.
Oh, damn.
So that's kind of how he got started in the entertainment industry. And somewhat like I forgot how he got into Nickelodeon, but somehow, some way he like landed in their kind of network and started making, shows for them. Yeah, all that was his first show.
Yeah.
And I think he also started like the Nickelodeon golden age or golden era during the 90s.
What was the golden era?
Like all that, like back, if you think about it, like in the 80s and 70s, like Nickelodeon wasn't really that. I don't really remember any big show.
True.
Like I feel like in the 90s is when it started to get very popular. And he was a spearhead of that, a pioneer in that, which is crazy.
And I really liked, I guess I remember all that. Like that's how far back I feel like I got into Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. It's just so crazy, all the things coming out now about it.
Yeah.
And then when Drake Bell came out, honestly was not expecting him. And it really, I just truly don't understand at all. Like,
it broke my heart, like, to hear him talk about it and kind of like, I don't know, to know that we were kids growing up and like idolizing these shows and watching him and thinking everything was fine and like he was struggling through so much. It really broke my heart. It like was
and just
shock.
him not even being able to talk. Like, do you know how hard it is to go out and sit and just tell your story?
Right.
And like a sick, crazy story.
Yeah.
Like it's just wild how I'm trying to explain, like, just I guess the men in power and just how they abuse, like, the kids just wanted to have a little dream, like, just wanted to be a star, wanted to be,
it was
and
super
it's just
innocent.
like, it's so crazy. And you know what? Oh, what was her name? Alexa Nichols. I loved her in Zoe 101, and she's been speaking out about this for a long time.
She's been trying to bring down Dan Schneider for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I think he is a creep. Like, I think he is a creep. That shit is weird. Literally, I watched a TikTok, so I thought her name was Amanda Tate. I'm Amanda Tate.
Oh, no, Penelope Tate.
Oh yeah, Penelope Tate, thank you. But it's Taint. And the woman said it was like a just a nasty part.
It's a sexual.
I don't want to say
it's a sexual term, and they like got away with putting it.
But as a kid, like I thought she was saying Tate. I had no idea, and now it's just like, why? I just feel like, why would you throw that in there?
And she's like 13, 14 playing this role.
Like why would you throw that in there?
I think it's very gross and creepy that he was trying to put all these like sexual jokes and like adult kind of like
like adult
comedy things into kids shows with children, like minors, playing these things out.
I don't like that. Like I don't like you taking abusing your power over like the kids and stuff. Like I think that's weird. Ariana Grande, those videos, like at the time when I seen them, I just thought, okay, this is weird. But it's just like now with all this coming out, I'm just like, why would you just sit at a table and this is your...
But in the documentary too, like he was saying like, I have control over these kids. Like he knew what his kind of authority and power role was, and he abused it. Like he was taking full advantage of his like role as a producer, as showrunner, and would make those kids do anything that he wanted to. It's like legit, like all those shows are supposed to be his imagination. And if you watch it back now,
wait, now that you said that,
if you
so
watch
funny.
it back now, it's like, ew, like you're a creep.
You are a creep.
I think they even found like child porn on his computer.
Wait, I think when that first came out about like the whole foot fetish thing, I think that's when I heard about like
Yeah.
he had that on. Oh my God.
So
See,
he's a
that's
creep.
yeah, that's a creep. And then I just want to talk about Brian Peck
Okay, yeah,
for a
wait, before we
second.
go into that though, as much as he is a creep, I feel like it's a bigger issue with like the overall entertainment industry and the people who like hired Dan Schneider and allowed all of these people to kind of, abuse kids need to be held accountable. Like, how do you have a person like Brian Peck? And I think in the documentary they mentioned like two other child predators were on Nickelodeon sets. Like, how do you let that happen? Genuinely, like with, like not billions, but
Do
like
you do a
lots of kids on
sorry.
set.
No, 100%. Sorry to cut you off. Do you do a background check?
They claim
Does
they
that
did.
yeah,
They
but
showed
would
that.
that come up? Like that could be in secret, you know what I mean? But still, like I just feel like all these people it's just how I don't know if I could let that slide. Like seeing it just
Well, I mean, Brian Peck went to trial for what he did to Drake Bell and then wasn't sent to jail because a bunch of people wrote letters on his behalf and then was allowed
yes.
to be on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah.
He was a dialogue coach for that.
Yeah, I seen that too. See, that's crazy. And then they allow it like when you have a case like that and you still allow that person to be on a set with kids.
Yeah, they let that happen.
So another thing that really just made me upset was Brian Peck, and he was pen pals with that clown that molested and murdered a bunch of little boys. Yeah. And then for Drake, I did see the video, and then Drake said something about like, he woke up and it's just like, you're a sick human being. I'm not going to go into more detail because it's just sick.
Yeah.
But just like Brian Peck, like you're out here talking to a dude that molested and like murdered children, and now you're on a set. It's just what the fuck? What is that?
And what also is crazy is like the strategy behind what they do, right? So like Brian Peck was trying to isolate Drake. And I feel like Alexa Nichols, okay, I'm not going to lie, I did do some research on this topic. So I watched her podcast, and she like goes into depth about predators and like kind of like that mindset. And she says like, there's like they move a certain kind of way. Like they perform their actions like on purpose. And it's kind of weird. Like, so in the documentary, they're explaining how Brian Peck was isolating Drake to the point.
It's like so calculated.
It's so calculated to the point where he got his own father to like kind of not be his manager anymore, like sign him away. And his father even had like an inkling like, oh, this guy might be abusing my child, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want him near him. But you still, at the end of the day, kind of let your kid go into his hands. You know what I mean? Like, I think he like let his let Drake's mom be the manager instead of him. And Drake's mom was like an absent mother, so she didn't know like how dangerous Brian Peck was. Peck.
I feel like my eyes on my kid be like a hawk,
Right.
Like I know like the kid is gonna be like Drake. I understand it's just you're too nervous to say it. That's a crazy thing to go up to your parents and be like, this happened. That's
Yeah.
But like just you got to see the sign. I don't know if you see the signs. I know sometimes
he saw the signs,
yeah.
but people get, which is crazy. Like, this is also another theme in that documentary about like child stars and like their relationship with their parents. When you're used to having, your child being like the financial provider, your like parental moral compass kind of gets fucked up. Like, you're not thinking the same way a normal parent would of their kid. At least certain people do. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I feel like it depends on the person. However if your greed is more important than like the well-being of your child. That's how I kind of see it, because a lot of parents on that documentary were like, yeah, I basically raised hell and my kid wasn't allowed on the next season because I wasn't letting that shit happen. Yeah. And unfortunately some parents do let that happen.
Like R. Kelly.
Like R. Kelly.
A lot of parents were like, my kid has a dream and it's R. Kelly, oh my God, and now you're in the studio with him. You
send your kid off to a grown man's house alone. Yeah. I don't care what's happening. I am going with you. I am in that booth with you. I am in the bed with, like, you're my kid. I'm not letting you alone. Yeah. Michael Jackson, back in the day when he had that Neverland.
Wait, tell me more about that, actually. I did hear about it.
It's just like that same kind of like theme, like parents send their kids off because it's like a huge celebrity, like, oh my God, it's Michael Jackson. But like I think my mom told me this, like, oh, one parent was legit like sleeping in a different room, but they let their kid sleep in the bed with Michael.
Oh my
Like, what?
God.
I'm
That's
so
crazy.
sorry, because and they like,
yeah,
they were blinded by the bullshit, like, you know, the spotlight.
That's why my parents are so big on like no sleepovers as a kid, because you just never know. Like, people are fucking sick.
You never know how they
That's
act.
crazy. But back to R. Kelly real quick, because I seen that documentary. And you know what? Shelby was talking about this the other day to me, and just, you know, R. Kelly, in the beginning of the documentary, he also went through something as a child. And then you were explaining to me a little bit about that, and I want you to explain.
Okay, so basically what I was saying is that abuse is like cyclical. So it even touches in that Quiet on the Set documentary with Drake Bell. Like, Drake Bell got caught talking to some underage girl. I don't think he did anything with her, or like, you know, got the opportunity to. But he was texting her, and when he shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I seen that mugshot, actually.
Drake Bell.
Yeah, I seen that.
And it's just a cycle. Like, these, like, in a way, it's like disgusting and horrible, like what happens, but it makes me wonder, like, what is the root cause? Like, why does this happen so much? And I feel like a lot of this happens because it's like a rite of passage. Like, people, it's like a norm in these industries or in our society. Honestly, I was talking to Alexa about this before. Like, our society kind of glamorizes age gap relationships, especially when it's like an older man and a younger girl. And just like, you know, like the Lolita, the I forgot what, I think it was called Lolita, like that little like the young girl like crushing on like the older man, like, you know, and even like Call Me by Your Name with Timothy Chalamet, like that was kind of predatory. He was an older man dating a teenage boy. Like, what the hell? But I just feel like in our society it's kind of normalized and, honestly, you know, romanticized, glamorized, but then it can be extremed or go to like the left, where it's like legit child molestation and child rape, and it's like, how does this happen? Why is it so prevalent? And I feel like it's just normalized, and it's a cycle. People are abused a lot, and they think it's okay, and it's a norm, and our society, you know, reinforces it, and then they do it to other people, and like, we can't get out of this kind of circle, this rabbit hole. And it's really sad.
Like, just more sick things are coming about. Like, what happened to you? Like, why? Because you were saying you don't think people are born this way, and I agree with that too. Like, I don't believe people are born, and, you know,
I mean, some people are, you know, crazy. You know, some people are born with like a chemical imbalance, but not everyone is born wanting to touch, like hurt other people. You know what I mean? People, like, as a baby, like, we're all babies at one point. Like, you know what I mean?
Is that when you say like that's when money and greed and power come into play? Because now, like,
your environment,
and then when you were saying, like, look at the rappers. Like, a lot of people have been saying too, when you sign to something, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to do things. You know, I don't know how to explain it.
Sign your life away.
Yeah.
Right.
Or sign
it to the devil kind of thing, right?
That is one part, but I'm saying, like, you know, there are people like a Harvey Weinstein, you're coming into the room and he's like, all right, you want this role, get on your knees. Like, I feel like people do that in the music industry too.
For sure.
And, like, you know, but where does that come from? Is it just like you're around it constantly, and then the money's involved, and then the power, and you start feeling like, you know, you the shit. Like, look at P. Diddy.
Or like, there's people before you, right? So like, the other big account exec or the other big CEO is like, listen here, up and coming CEO, this is how you stay in power. You rape women, you exploit, you
like, he's letting you, this is what we do.
This is the rules if you want to stay in this business, kind of thing. And I feel like that's what happens.
That might be like where you have to stop it. You need to get to the top and be like, this is I'm
going so to the left, but isn't that like what they used to do back in medieval times? Like, when you were king, like, you know, like the king would tell the prince, like, sons, like, this is what you do as king, like, this is how we behave.
Facts.
This is how we act.
Yes, this is how men
play.
This is how men do it. Yeah.
And it's gross.
I think you're 100% right. Damn, I'm like, I need to fucking,
but no,
that's so true. I feel like it does go back. Wow.
It's how our society is,
how women should be,
configured.
And then how men. Oh my God, I feel you.
But it's gotten so like
complicated,
crazy to where now it's children. Like, we're like, this is happening to kids. And also what we were talking about before is like, back in the day, there wasn't social media. So I feel like this was happening so much more, but we just didn't know about it.
Yes.
And I was talking to her and I was like, some of the things they were saying in the documentary, like, I didn't think were offensive. Like, Alexa Nichols was saying how she was used for, like, the male gaze. Like, that was her character. She was, like, created for, like, male attention and stuff. She would wear short shorts. Like, she was always concerned about her appearance. And I was like, you know, like, that I don't know, like, that's not completely predatory to me, because at that age I was also into boys. Like, I had a crush, like, at school and stuff, and I was trying to do things for the male gaze too, but maybe that shouldn't have been reinforced in my brain through TV.
Yeah, maybe, because I feel like at the time when I watched it too, maybe I just felt like she was just the popular girl, you know, all the guys had a crush on her.
But why is that popular? Like, why is, like, the girl who gets all the guys' attention popular? Like, why couldn't it have been Quinn, the science nerd, in her room cooking up stuff?
No, wait, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Why couldn't it have been Quinn? But then they did make her, like, remember, they did make her hot. But then she got hot. They did make her hot, right?
So it's like, why?
I don't know.
You know?
That's so true.
It's weird.
No, that is weird. This is backtrack to the medieval and also the age gap. I also feel like, you know, when you were saying about kings, like, they do marry or send their the women off pretty young to get married. So I feel like I agree, you know, it's just been happening for so long. I do feel like we were just talking about it with Robert De Niro. Like, why are you 80 years old? Love you, like, you're a great actor, but why are you 80 years old having a kid? Like, you know what I'm saying? That kid's gonna have no time with you. That's crazy. But I do feel, so this is the thing too, we were just talking about this, but I do like older men, so I just feel like there are men that pray, and that's I do feel like those you gotta relax, but I do feel like, you know, there's sometimes there's good connections that are made between age gaps, you know. So I just feel like it's the ones that actually, like, you know, Robert De Niro, why are you having a kid? Or
and it is true in a way, like, girls mature faster than boys, so I feel like we do seek older men sometimes because guys our age just aren't on our same type of time.
That's true. And I feel like at 19 I probably had no business doing that, but at 26 I'm like, you know, we out here, so it's whatever.
The other day, or maybe it was yesterday, I saw, you know, that guy Aaron Taylor Johnson, that cute guy who's with that old lady. So he said, like, the reason, or one of the reasons why he's with that lady is because at 13 he was doing, like, he's just always been, like, ahead of his time. Like, at 13 he was doing stuff that normal 13-year-olds weren't doing. I'm like, are you okay? Like, maybe you need your own documentary. Like, what are you doing at 13? Why weren't you having a normal childhood? Like, I feel like that's a form of, like, low-key trauma.
I think so too. That's crazy. I also thought, I think I told you about this too, like, G Herbo. Why were you having an orgy in elementary school? Everybody skipped past that on Carisha Please. I seen that and heard that. That man was talking about how he had an orgy in elementary school. Are you okay? Like, that's crazy.
NBA YoungBoy, he was on this podcast saying how he was 8 years old. Naked with another, like, 8-year-old girl, and they were trying to have sex. What? I'm so sorry. Like, where are your parents? Where is the parent control on the TV? How do you know what that is? How do you even know what to do? Like, you're 8.
It's crazy. I don't understand how people could really just, I don't know, abuse their power, just do things. Like, I just don't understand. Everything's coming out now with, like, Me Too, and just a lot of people are speaking out about their experiences. And
but I feel, well, I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel you though, and I feel your frustration, because I feel like the big thing that happens with this is the attack on trust, right? Like, these adults built, and that's what's, like, so messed up. Like, and what I was saying before about Brian Peck, like, in the strategy, like, you legit, like, you manipulated, like, weaseled your way into these kids' lives, and they're so naive, so impressionable. Even their parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just, it's, everything is, like, pure. They're going into this for the soul of a dream, and, like, you guys come in here and totally take advantage of that. Trust is a beautiful thing. Like, when you really have it between somebody, you know what I mean? Like, when you trust someone with your whole heart, and, like, you can let your hair down and just be who you are, and then you exploit that and you hurt that person and you take them for, you know, advantage like that. Like, these kids were sleeping and you went and touched them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And you're talking about Brian Peck, like
I'm just talking in general. Like you, like predators, like you build trust between another human being, and you go against that, like so bad, and you just, hurt. I don't know, like I'm not using the right words, but like that trust is huge. Like when you once you establish that with another person, and the fact that you do that with like a malicious intent, like you're actually trying to go and hurt them, is like crazy to me.
It's crazy, and it's a lot of it be the nice. They're very nice.
Yes.
They're very nice. Like we were talking about, they're just calculated. Like they know how to get you to trust them, how to think that they're your friend.
Yep.
Like that's
what's scary.
I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking about now everything that with Brian Peck.
You sold them a dream. Like I got you. Trust me. I can help you with your career. Like I got you. And you had some other motive behind it, like how dare you.
What about Justin Bieber? You think he actually
somebody please check on Justin Bieber,
like please, because he did the 48 hours with P. Diddy, so it's just like, do you think so? People were talking about that on Twitter. I'm not sure, but someone check on Justin Bieber too. Like, are you okay? Because I don't understand. And also I think kind of back to your parents and the relationship with the kid and the parents, you just allowing your kids. Patty, were you there? I'm sorry.
No,
wait,
but for real.
I just thought of that. Patty, were you there? Like, I don't know. And
a lot of parents don't go though because they get afraid of like messing up that opportunity for their kid. But I don't care. It's not the right opportunity then for us. Like, you're not about to be the next one.
Yeah, no.
I don't like. There's no amount of money in the world for me to let someone take away your innocence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what?
That's crazy. I wouldn't. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like when you're a kid, you're like, oh my God, it's, it's R. Kelly. Like, I'll pull up to the house. But then it's like.
But like, honestly, like how we were growing up, we were very into like in the entertainment industry and celebrities. We would have done anything to go see Justin Bieber, like anything. And
we probably.
That's scary. Like
honestly, I'm thinking about it now. That is scary. Like things could have turned out like differently.
Even with Kaylin and Miles, like that little innocent 12-person show. Like, what if they were creeps?
Yeah, because I was low key, like 17, 16.
We were like 15 years old, hanging out with these older teenagers. Like, but what if they were creeps?
Where was my mom?
Like we were creeps.
Mom.
We got left.
Where were you?
We got
I'm
left for
dead. No, I'm just kidding. No, but that's true.
It can happen so quick, just like that.
That's so true. I feel like, I agree. I don't think I would I'd probably follow in my parents' footsteps and not allow my kid to do certain shit. And just be like, no, you can't be with a grown ass trying to get your fucking acting career together.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It kind of makes me nervous to be in the industry sometimes because I don't want to run into any Harvey Weinstein or just even on a set. Like, I feel like I've worked in the serving industry a lot and I've had to deal with creepy managers and stuff like that. I'm not saying I've worked a lot of serving jobs, so don't start trying to pinpoint because you don't know whom, you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, like, it's uncomfortable, it's weird, it's like, I probably could have went to go get money from it, but it's just like, it's not worth it. I just don't want to go against a man with power. So salute like to everybody who really like told their story, because that's like,
it takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, shout out to Cassie for telling her story and getting, and doing that, because that's sick. Like, I used to see like, red carpet videos, the hairstyles and stuff, and I would just think like, oh, okay, like they look so cute, oh my God, but really, like, behind the scenes, it's just, you just never know. And like, shout out to everybody who told their story and are speaking their truth, because it's not easy. These men will give you hush money. Like, it's just not, I'm just saying, like, Jeffrey Epstein, like, they give, like, real quick, Jeffrey Epstein, like, I was rewatching those documentaries and he was getting massages from all the young models, but they all, in Manhattan, they all wanted to, have a dream. Yeah. They all had a dream. And he's saying like, okay, you work with me, you're going to make amazing. Next thing you know, he's like, all right, give me a massage. Next thing you know, he's like, all right, go down. It's like
something else after.
Oh my God. It's really crazy how just like, it's just a sick world. So I don't know about all that.
It's very sick.
It gets me nervous to be in that
industry. It doesn't happen to everyone, which is like what's crazy about it, you know? Like, you know, it doesn't happen. Like, okay, so I don't know if you guys also saw this, but Ned's Declassified.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers wanted to go and be like, oh, it didn't happen on our set. Like, sorry for you, Dan Schneider cast members, like, whatever. But meanwhile,
that was not needed.
Y'all were having sex, like, between cuts. Like, like, that came out. You guys publicly said that.
Yeah, literally. So while y'all were doing that, like,
that's still gross. Like, that's still child like porn. Like, y'all are kids. Stop. Who's checking
that was such
you?
a rude video too. Like, why would you like show some love for like the
Where's
people
the
on your
empathy nowadays?
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, you see that documentary and the next thing you want to do is be like, haha, well, it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's sick.
It's crazy.
I know. Now I'm never watching that show again. So on Twitter, I see like when people come out and tell their story, they're like, oh, well, I need to see proof, you know, I need to see this, and I need to hear, you know, what's this person's side? Like, how do you feel when, you know, people are coming out with their stories? Are you like, oh, I need the full details? Or it's just like, no, you show support, show empathy. Like, this is, it'd be crazy.
It's weird. So as like a woman, I feel like I automatically want to just hear them out first. Like, I definitely just want to hear what that person's saying and, you know, empathize and be there for them. Like, as like, that's the kind of person I am. But as a person who has a brother, I do need to see some facts. Like, I don't automatically believe every single person that comes out and wants to say something happened to them.
Like my brother or something. Yeah. Like
I definitely believe there's still like,
or in general, sorry, I was
people who cry wolf about these types of issues. So you know, that's not,
that's not listen, if you lying about, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like that.
It
that's
hurts
wild.
the whole movement. Like, don't do that, but people do, and that's why, you know, you do need the whole facts, and that's why it does make it harder for people who are actually going through abuse to come out, because of just all the, you know, stigma, and there's a lot of embarrassment that comes with it. You know, you don't want to be the one to be like, yeah, this guy did it to me. I remember watching on the set documentary when Drake Bell told his dad, the dad thought it happened to someone else. He was like, when Drake was like, Brian Peck, you know, finally is going away or got caught for doing this, he was like, oh yes, he did it. Like, he did it to some other kid. He didn't think it happened to Drake. And Drake was like, no, dad, it was me. And his dad broke down. He's like, I've never been the same. So like, automatically you just assume like it wasn't your kid. Meanwhile, you gave him away. Like, I don't know how you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
And didn't he say in the documentary, like, he's seen Brian like do, I know that they were hanging out a lot, but didn't he say that he's seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, you know, he had his hand around him, like, you know, like, he's seen those certain signs. Yeah, I agree. Like, definitely I got to see both. Like, I think as a woman too, I just go for the woman's side majority of the time, not gonna lie. And then like, sometimes I definitely need to see the full facts.
Yeah, before I make an opinion, I need to
that's everything. True. No, that's true.
Because I have a brother, and I wouldn't want someone to say my brother did X, Y, and Z when you know what I'm saying?
And I do have another question. So I've seen clips. So let's say like for R. Kelly and Dan Schneider, they did their own interview in response. I know like we didn't hear P. Diddy, like P. Diddy didn't come out and say anything, but hearing like R. Kelly's, you know, when he was like, I'm fighting for my life. And then you see Dan Schneider's, like, what do you think kind of seeing those? Are you kind of like, like it was like a whack ass?
I just feel like they're unnecessary. I mean, instead of trying to fight for your reputation, how about you just say, like, reach out to your victims or like the people that were
like, why are you putting it out?
Impacted. Yeah. You know, like saving, it's just like a bunch of, it just seems way, it's like too self-centered for me and not enough like addressing the problem.
Exactly.
Instead of, because like the thing about Dan Schneider's video was he kept saying, I'm embarrassed. R. Kelly, I'm fighting for my, it's like focus on you. When this has nothing to do with you, like, you know, or it does, it has to do with the harm you cause other people and the damage that has on them.
Yeah, like, that's true.
Take accountability for that. Stop trying to save your ass. It looks crazy to me.
I feel like it's not. Sometimes when people, because I guess when you're a celebrity, obviously everything is in the spotlight and everybody says, oh, you know, we live our life under a microscope, but like, when people post their apologies and they're like those things online after getting caught doing, it's just so like, I don't even want it. To me, it's like so stupid. Like Dan Schneider doing his interview, I'm just like, bro, go kick rocks.
Right.
Like I don't got time to listen to that. People doing their whack ass apologies, don't got time for that. Like an apology doesn't need to be out like what Dan Schneider, like you said, go, I don't know, go to the person's home and be like, I'm so fucking sorry for traumatized. That's different. Like not going on an interview and just being like, oh, you know, I'm fighting for my life. Like, no, these people are fucking traumatized. But even going back, like them needing to get the help too, like, because back to that cycle, like maybe if R. Kelly got some help, maybe if, you know, Dan Schneider got some help, you know, at that time, maybe things, you know, I don't know.
And something else that I noticed with this is like a lot of these people that we're talking about, like it's not like the first time they've been caught doing this. Like I feel like R. Kelly has been like, you know, he was caught with Aaliyah like back in the 90s. Like that was like the first instance and people let it go. Like things get pushed under the rug too much to where,
like you were saying, correct me if I'm wrong, so you were saying Aaliyah and then that got pushed under the rug. Like he got married to an underage girl and then that gets pushed under the rug. Then he had a sex tape peeing on a little girl that got pushed under the rug because we're still listening to his music in the clubs. And then after that, like now they're surviving R. Kelly and now he's in jail. Like he had all this you know, time to keep abusing people.
Same with Dan Schneider. Like
it gets pushed on. Also, I think they have a lot of yes men around them too. Like when you're sitting in a room and you're pitching ideas, like I don't think anybody was really talking back.
And I also do think, going to your point before about being under a microscope, we didn't have social media back then, so people were able to abuse and just let, you know, keep it pushing the next day. Like sign an NDA, give you the money, and you're not going to talk. It's never going to get brought up again. But now we have Twitter and Instagram and TikTok where I can sign the NDA, but I don't care. I'm going on TikTok and telling my story because this is crazy and you hurt me, and you know, people,
everybody's
you know,
getting exposed.
But you're not
exposing
safe.
Keep exposing. Like we need to get these people out of here. This shit is crazy.
But yeah, it's just a different time, and you know, that's why I just feel like the apology videos, it's like, bro, save it.
Yeah, save it. Like, not necessary.
20 years too late.
It literally,
like,
literally.
Come on. And then something else that I saw was on TikTok. Do you remember Chelsea from That's a Raven?
Yeah.
She posted a TikTok after the documentary came out, Quiet on Set, and was like, me calling Disney, trying to figure out when my NDA is gonna end up so I can tell my story about Disney.
Wait, not Disney. Yo,
Disney.
Somebody
check on Hillary Duff.
No, literally, somebody check on Hillary Duff. And Raven, please.
Raven.
Literally.
Orlando Brown tried to tell us, I feel like, a couple of times.
No, wait. Yeah, they need to do something.
They need to do something on Disney.
It just hit me because I used to watch all of Orlando Bloom's like.
Orlando Brown. Well, shout out to Orlando Bloom too.
I'm always thinking of Lord of the Rings. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. No, but Orlando Brown, I was watching and he was just doing like whatever he was doing, but it's just like, please check on it. That would be crazy if a Disney, like Surviving Disney came out after, because that, I'm telling you, it's a sick world out there.
I feel like there's going to be more and more of these different,
because these NDAs are expiring.
They're expiring. So and why is an NDA even like why do they even have NDAs? Like that's crazy to me.
Yes. Yeah. That is crazy.
What are we doing that we need to sign this?
Yeah, and we can't talk about it. I don't do that for my job.
Right, like,
like I go home and talk. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
I mean, I get it if it's like an idea, like a special little movie, like, you know, we don't want to spoil the wicked, but like.
But with kids too, like, why are you signing an NDA? Like, why, you know, the parents had to sign off on an NDA.
Or about things on set. Like, no, I'm telling what's happening behind the set.
Damn, Disney's about to be crazy.
Disney, Nickelodeon.
Not Chelsea posting that on TikTok. Oh my God.
What's next?
Shit's about to come out. No, honestly, good for everybody about to tell their story, because like expose these guys again. As I said, expose them, like get them off. We need to bring in new people that want to be there, people who love what they do, love kids, love working on sets. Like get rid of these weirdos that abuse their money, their power. It's just ridiculous. So shout out to everybody coming out. It's and
very
their
courageous
story.
Very courageous and very brave
in front of the whole world. Like
this has not really been done before on this kind of scale. So like like major shout out, and also just like major shout out to our world. Like even though it's still definitely messed up and we have a lot of healing to do, I feel like we're definitely moving towards a place of, you know, just being a more healthy society and healthy people. Like we're trying to do better. And I feel like with more, you know, exposure and more recognition of the abuse that's have been happening, we'll just get better and better from here.
I love that. We just need to move with love. Everybody, like, honestly, like, I feel like low-key before we shut this down, like, just protect each other. Everybody just...
I thought you were supposed to do a prayer.
No, right? We can do a prayer. No, but, like, everybody protect each other. Like, start stepping in. You see something. Like, I know it's scary, you know, because, you know, people are crazy out there, but we need to move with love and protect each other and move as a unit. Like, we need to start, you know, sticking up for each other and all, and, you know, because it's a crazy world. So I agree.
Stop being so caught up in like this temporary shit. Like, you know, forget that role, forget that money, that paycheck. Like if it's really going to help another life and save someone's, you know, psyche and, you know, prevent them from going through trauma, like please.
Yeah, please. Agreed. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
I know this was a hard episode, but I really hope you guys enjoyed
it. Sometimes we got to get a little deep, you know?
Yeah, we got a lot to say. It's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Yes, can't wait to see the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Period. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.